Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a Will I Buy It video. I believe this series was started by Samantha March here on YouTube. It's basically a video just talking about the new makeup product launches, releases, and whether I'm going to buy them or not and why. So, should be pretty fun talking about new makeup, like what's not to love. Comment down below what products you're going to be buying, what you're not going to be buying. I'd love to start a little chat down below, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So the first thing I have here is a new Anastasia holiday collection. I am all over this collection, you guys. Like, I want everything. So the first thing they have here in this collection is the Anastasia Prism palette. Forget about it. Like, this palette is beautiful. The colors are so like intriguing. I just get so like inspired with this palette, and the colors are very unique, but they're like a good unique. I find that sometimes colors can be like a funky unique where you're like, I'm never gonna wear that. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to work with that? But honestly, with these colors, I just see myself getting so much use out of this palette. It is beautiful. I think I'm gonna be doing like a 3 looks using one palette with this thing because there's so much you can do with this palette. They also have a new glow kit. It's called the Sugar Glow Kit. We have a like whitish yellow gold. We have like a dark pink, a lighter pink, and then like a true gold highlighter. We all know that the glow kits are like really good. So I'm definitely gonna be picking this up. I think it's beautiful. I really like the shades Starburst and Butterscotch. They also came out with 2 blush kits, which I think is super cool. They came out with the Radiant blush kit and the Gradient blush kit. The Radiant is the lighter one, and the Gradient is for deeper skin tones. I'm really interested in the Radiant blush kit. Honestly, I feel like every shade in this kit is very wearable, which I feel like is pretty unique for like every single shade in a kit to be like something that I'm interested in. Next up, we have the Kylie purple palette. Now, I'm not opposed to wearing purple on the lids. I think purple is beautiful. I don't wear purple very often, to be honest, but I don't have anything against it. Individually, I love the colors in this palette. I think the colors are all very beautiful. I just don't think they will work together well. Whenever I go for colorful looks with my eyeshadow, I find myself always gravitating towards and reaching for those neutral colors just to make it look like more blended and seamless and just like more put together. I feel like when you just put on color on the lid and you don't have anything to like blend it all in, it just reminds me of those days with those little like sponge tip applicators that you would get in your palettes, and people would just like apply it straight with that and like call it a day. I'm just not down with that, and I just know that I would have to be reaching for other shades, another palette, if I were to pick up this palette, and it just doesn't scream to me. Like, to be honest, I just don't wear purple that often, so I'm saying this is a no. Next up is the Lauralee Cat's Pajamas palette. I think this palette is beautiful. It is so like user-friendly. I feel like just anyone can rock this palette. Like, these shades are not difficult. They're not scary. It's perfect for like all year round. The girl knows what she's doing. She knows what people like. She knows formulas. So I definitely think I will be picking up this palette, but I'm in no hurry or rush to pick it up because honestly, I have all of these colors in my collection already. It's like your basic warm toned palette. It's not anything like super unique or exciting or new. I mean, yes, of course it's exciting. It's Lauralee coming out with a makeup line, but as far as the actual colors in the palette, it's nothing new or super intriguing to me personally, just because I already own these colors and I love all of these colors. I can definitely see why it's so popular. I can definitely see myself picking this up. I'm just not in a rush to get it. But if I were to have this, I would probably use it all the time. Then we have the new Jeffree Star family collection. I think this collection is adorable. Like, the concept behind it is so cute. He has a new lilac highlighter, and then he has 2 new lip scrubs. It looks like pancakes and syrup and like a peach flavor. And then he has 6 new liquid lipsticks. I love the concept of this collection. I'm just not really gonna be picking it up because it doesn't scream to me. Like, I don't wear purple highlighters. I don't like need a lip scrub. I can make my own homemade lip scrubs at home. And out of the liquid lipsticks, I love 4 of them. Like, the ones that are more wearable, not the blue one or the bright pink, but all the other ones. Those colors are freaking beautiful and stunning, so I'm definitely going to be picking up those ones. Then we have the new Violet Voss Taupe Notch palette. 100% no. Just like, no. I am not picking this up. Literally, this palette just looks like 20 variants of like the same dark brown shade. Like I feel like you could come up with like 20 different looks, 100 different looks, and every single time you'd pick up this palette, you'd just come out with the same look. Like it's all just like a dark brown palette. It's like the same thing. Just newly launched, we have the Tarte Park Avenue Princess like contour palette. Oh my gosh, like Tarte's packaging is A++. This packaging like specifically just screams to me. It has like that alligator print and then just like gold all over. Like I'm freaking obsessed with gold, like as you can probably tell. And as for the product itself, I just see so much use out of this thing. Like the contour shades, the highlight shades, they all just look like they'd fit my skin tone really well. Then we have the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. When I first saw this, I was like, yes, I want that, because it literally has like every single shimmer shade you would need, but the packaging is throwing me off like so hard, you guys. It's so confusing. There's literally like a mirror in the middle of the palette. Like that's so awkward to hold. I feel like I would accidentally like dig my fingernail in one of the shadows, like if I was holding up the palette. And then it has like this super thick, like hard slide on like purple thing to cover up the shadows. It's not like a flip open palette. So I don't know, you guys, like the colors are beautiful, but the packaging is just not practical to me like at all. And I feel like I can just find another like rainbow shimmer eyeshadow palette somewhere else. So I don't know about this one. Then we have the already very hyped up Farsali Jelly Beam highlighter. This highlighter looks beautiful, like so stunning, so blinding. But if I'm gonna be completely honest with myself, like I'm not gonna buy that just because it's such a weird formula. I just don't see myself using it. To be honest, I just feel like I can't be bothered with like a jelly highlighter. I would much rather reach for like a pressed powder highlighter. It's just me personally. Maybe I'll change my mind down the road, but it's just like the formula just doesn't look like the easiest thing to work with for me. Like I'm not saying like, oh, it's not gonna blend well, like that's fine. It just, I don't know, like a pot of jelly to be my highlighter. It's a fun idea. I just don't see myself like using that type of formula. Then we have the Tarte Tartelette Toasted palette. I am all over this palette. Like this is beautiful, like so beautiful. The colors just look so rich to me. Like I already love the color scheme of the Tartelette in Bloom palette, also very wearable. This just looks like a much more like rich version of that, like very warm, and just I feel like there's so many looks you can create with this palette. And the Tarte shadows like are A+ in my opinion. I love them. They smell amazing. They're pigmented, they're buttery, they're blendable, all of that. So I'm definitely gonna be picking up this palette. Another holiday collection is the Fenty Beauty Holiday Collection, and I was so like shocked that she came out with a collection so quickly after her first launch. Like dang girl, like she's just pumping out the products. But to be honest, I'm just not into the whole like galactic space unicorn like super duper colorful like crazy makeup phase. Like I just feel like that's kind of like done and over with. Like I loved the whole metallic lip trend for a while, totally fell for that. I definitely have some in my collection, but I just don't reach for them very often like at all anymore. And when it comes to like metallic and colorful on top of it, I just like, oh, it's a bit too much for me. So she has an all glitter palette. I'm just not that into it. It's like all glitter, all shimmer, so I'm already gonna have to reach for another palette. I don't know, I'm just not intrigued by it for some reason. I don't know what the reason is. I'm just not drawn towards it. It's not necessarily that it's an all shimmer palette, because I could see myself buying an all shimmer palette. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just not calling to me. Then she has some glitter eyeliners where if you rub them, they turn into glitter. I already have glitter eyeliners. I love the Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter eyeliners. I'd rather do that than like rub a eyeliner to make it glittery. Like just give me a glitter eyeliner. Even though I think the concept behind it all is really cool, like I haven't seen that type of a formula on the market before, so like shout out to her for thinking outside the box. And then she has some lipsticks and lip glosses which are also very colorful. The only thing I can see myself buying out of this collection is the more wearable like shimmery gloss. It's like a champagne-y peachy one. I forget what the name is called, but that one, it looks really pretty. Then we have Morphe stepping up their game. They just came out with the 3502 palette. I love the 350 palette, and they just came out with the Jaclyn Hill palette, which they had to buy all these new machines for because she was like, I'm taking control of the formula and making this my way. So I believe that they have started to use those new machines that they did for the Jaclyn Hill palette to create their new palettes. Like, they're really stepping up their game with the new formula, the new packaging, and this palette looks stunning, kind of like the Tartelette Toasted palette. It's like the amplified version of the Tartelette and Bloom. The 3502 is like the amplified, richer sister of the 350 palette. I'm all over it. Like, give me the warm tones. It is beautiful. Next up, we have the Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation and the new Huda Beauty Foundation. Both of these, I am so excited to try out. I'm thinking I want to do like a half Huda, half Jouer, like face-off, like battle of foundations type of video and test them both out, because both of these are supposed to be like super high coverage and supposed to look just like airbrush and beautiful on the skin. I haven't heard one person not like these two foundations, so yes and yes. And I feel like Too Faced is coming out with some pretty funky looking eyeshadow palettes lately. The one I'm going to be talking about today is the new Clover palette. When I first saw this, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. When I look at a palette and I try to decide if I'm going to buy it or not, I try to look at like these shades individually, like, would I wear that? Would I wear that? And then I try to look at it as a whole and just try to like visualize looks and be like, okay, I would grab that color, like this is how I would use this palette. These are the types of looks I would create with it. And when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't know if they would work together, but honestly, looking at the palette, I think it's beautiful. Like, I really like it. I'm not a fan of the packaging at all. I think it's way too young for me. Like, I just feel like, at least for most of us, people like want to feel kind of like bougie and special when they have their makeup products, like the sleek, classy, beautiful packaging. I feel like that's what most of us like and go for packaging. But this is just like so kiddish, and I'm just like, ugh, I'm cringing at the packaging. I really don't like it. But the actual palette, there's actually a lot of neutral colors in here, like lots of browns and wearable colors, and it's the pops of color that kind of stand out to you. So you have like that yellow, that blue, that purple, the green, the pink. But honestly, I think those pops of color are all very wearable, and because you have so many actual like neutral wearable colors in the palette, I think it's gonna work well so beautifully together. So I'm definitely gonna be picking this up. And lastly, we have two very similar products. We have the new Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadows, and then the ColourPop Supernova liquid eyeshadows. So I'm obsessed with the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid shadows. They're so user-friendly. They're super pigmented, just like ba-bam glitter on the lid. It's so much easier to use than just like your loose glitter, applying that with glitter glue, your concealer, that whole deal. With these, it just comes with a really easy like little paddle, and you just paint it on. It's perfect. So easy to apply, so easy to do like the whole cut crease sort of thing. They last all day on the lids. You're not going to get all this glitter fallout. All in all, love those products. And the new Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadows are supposed to be like super foiled looking liquid shadows, but they're not going to have like that jam-packed glitter moment. And then the ColourPop Supernova liquid shadows are supposed to be like that same sort of deal. So both of these appear to be the same sort of thing, same sort of formula, same sort of concept. Honestly, I'm not super intrigued by these, just because I can get that same sort of like metallic foiled look just by spritzing my brush or putting down glitter glue and then applying like a shimmery eyeshadow on my lid, and it's gonna look like pretty darn similar to what these products claim to do. The reason why I like the Stila Glitter and Glow eyeshadow so much is because it is different. Like, it's literally like glitter in a liquid formula. That's so different, but this is just like a different way to apply something that I'm already doing. So I'll have to wait and see. I might change my mind about these like as more videos come out about them, but like so far I'm just not super intrigued by them because I can literally like spray my brush like I said and I'm gonna get the same sort of effect that these claim to give. Alright you guys, so that's all that I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a massive thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you want to see me in any more videos. I would appreciate it so much. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!